Peter Trilling watched quietly as the other children played in the dust by the side of the porch. They were intent on their game. Mary was carefully kneading and shaping brown lumps of clay into vague shapes. Noakes sweated furiously to keep up with her. Dave and Walter had already finished theirs and were resting. Abruptly, Mary tossed her black hair, arched her slim body, and set down a clay goat. "See?" she demanded. "Where's yours?" Noakes hung his head. His hands were too slow and clumsy to keep up with the girl's flying fingers. Mary had already swept up her clay goat and was rapidly reshaping it into a horse. "Look at mine," Noakes muttered thickly. He stood a clumsily formed airplane on its tail and gave it an accompanying noise with wet lips. "See? Pretty good, huh?" Dave snorted. "That's lousy. Look at this." He pushed his clay sheep forward, close to Walter's dog. Peter watched silently. Aloof from the other children, he sat curled up on the bottom step of the porch, arms folded, dark brown eyes liquid and huge. His tousled, sandy-colored hair hung down around his wide forehead. His cheeks were deeply tanned from the hot midsummer sun. He was a small child, thin and long-limbed. His neck was bony and his ears strangely shaped. He said very little. He liked to sit and watch the others. "What's that?" Noakes demanded. "A cow." Mary shaped the legs of her cow and set it on the ground beside Noakes's airplane. Noakes saw it with awe. He drew back unhappily, one hand on his airplane, then he lifted it up and soared it plaintively. Dr. Meade and Mrs. Trilling came down the stairs of the boarding house together. Peter drew aside, out of the doctor's way. He carefully avoided contact with the blue pinstripe trouser leg, black shiny shoes. "Okay," Dr. Meade said briskly to his daughter as he glanced at his gold pocket watch. "Time to go back up to Shady House." Mary got reluctantly to her feet. "Can't I stay?" Dr. Meade put his arm around his daughter affectionately. "Get going, you little wanderer. Into the car." He turned back to Mrs. Trilling, again professional. "There's nothing to worry about. Probably pollen from the broom plants. They're flowering now." "Those yellow things?" Mrs. Trilling dabbed at her streaming eyes. Her plump face was swollen and red, eyes half closed. "They didn't do it last year." "Allergies are strange," Dr. Meade said vaguely. He chewed on the stump of his cigar. "Mary, I told you to get in the car." He opened the door and slid in behind the wheel. "Give me a call, Mrs. Trilling, if those antihistamine pills don't do the trick. I'll probably be over for dinner tonight, anyhow." Nodding and wiping her eyes, Mrs. Trilling disappeared back inside the boarding house, to the hot kitchen and the piles of dishes left over from lunch. Mary moved sullenly toward the station wagon, hands deep in the pockets of her jeans. "That ruins the game," she muttered. Peter slid off his step. "I'll play," he said quietly. He picked up Mary's discarded clay and began to reshape it.